Draw near, eternal God, as working day turns to Sabbath rest. You have been with us as all the week, and yet we have often forgotten you. Now, kindling these lights, we say your name, remembering the love you have shown us, and in gratitude and thanks we turn to you to bathe our hungry souls in your kindness. If you have candles that you haven't lit yet, then please do light them with us. And if you are sitting down but would like to stand up to sanctify the Sabbath, then please do at this moment in time. As we say together, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
May a new light shine upon Zion, and may we be worthy to see its splendor. On this day, may we see the world in a new light. On this day, let us be freed from desire for gain, from ambition for material things. On this day, let us look beyond time and space towards eternity and know the blessing of peace. Please be seated.
My Adonai Mishkanotecha Adonai Tzavot Nitzava V'gam Kalata Nashila Chatrot Adonai Libi Holsari Yara Shata Evroecha et mitzvaho techa Adonai Tzavaot mal kivalochai.
Happy are those who find their strength in you.
Whose hearts are full of your praise.
Passing through the driest valley, they find it a place of spring.
Blessed with pools by the early rains.
They go from strength to strength.
They appear before God in Zion.
God of the hosts of heaven, hear my prayer.
Give ear, O God of Jacob.
One day in your courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere.
I would rather stand at the threshold of your house than dwell in tents of wickedness.
Eternal God, you are a sun and a shield.
Your gifts are grace and glory.
You withhold no good thing from those who walk uprightly.
Eternal ruler of the hosts of heaven, happy are those who trust in you.
Shabbat, the Rosh Nabi, Va'olami, Ve'hod Yashar Hashemi, Netal Zareh, V'takami, She'eshavat B'nei Ami, Dei Chochmah L'nafshecha, Netzu mitzvat kadosh
what is wisdom for your soul? What is a crown for your head? To keep the command of your Holy One, to keep your holy Shabbat. Would you please rise? Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamavorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Praise be the one to whom our praise is due.
We praise the Eternal One, to whom our praise is due forever.
Please be seated and let us continue together.
We praise you, Eternal One, our God,
Sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will sets the stars in their courses in the sky. You make day and night, rolling light away from darkness, and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night, and separate day from night. You rule the hosts of heaven. We praise you, O God, whose word makes evening fall.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavata, Amcha ahavata. Torah to mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachenu, Umeinu nasiya b'chakecha, ונזמן בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבת אל תעשו ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Would you please rise?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai, Echad. Baruch Shem Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai,
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Please be seated.
All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone, eternal one, are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You have freed us from oppressors and delivered us from tyrants. You led us out of Egypt forever to serve you in freedom. When we witnessed your power, we praised your name and gave thanks. Willingly we accepted your rule. Then full of joy we sang together.
מי כמוך ואלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, לא רעת עילות עושה פלא. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One has delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. And in particular, at this time when so many of us will know people who are unwell, and even maybe ourselves are in need of some healing, let us say these wonderful words of Hashkivenu together. Grant, eternal God, that we may lie down in peace, and let us rise up to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your wise counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and stress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are our guardian and deliverer, a gracious and merciful God. Guard our going out and our coming in, that now and always we may have life and peace. We praise you, O God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and all who dwell on earth. Would you please rise?
Adonai safatitah uviagita hilatecha. Adonai safatitah uviagita hilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth shall declare your praise. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth shall declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומשיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. את גיבורה לעולם שדי, מחיה מתים את רבה להושיע, משיבה הרוח ומורידה הגשם, מזריחה השמש ומורידה הטל. מכלכלת חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומכת נופלים ורופאת חולים, ומתירה אסורים, ומקיימת אמונתה לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעלת גבורות, ומי דומה לך, גבורה ממיתה ומחיה, ומצמיחה ישועה, ונאמנה את להחיות מתים, ברוכה את שדי, מחיה המתים.
קדוש אתה ונורא שמך, ואין לנו אלוה מבלעדיך.
ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. If it is your tradition to do so, please be seated.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש.
We continue together.
O God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. In your gracious love, eternal one, let the holiness of your Sabbath enter our hearts, and may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace. We praise you, eternal one, for the holiness of the Sabbath. רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, ותפילתם באהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד עבודת ישראל עמך.
ברוך אתה אדוני, שאותך לבדך, ביראה נעבוד. And together, מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, לעולם ועד. צור חיינו מגן אישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך ונספר תהילתך, על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הבקורות לך, ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלותיך וטובותיך, שבכל עת ערב ובוקר בצהריים. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך, ולך נאה להודות.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Baruch atah Adonai, osei hashalom. Jill and so many others, you're quite right. How beautiful it is to have Lydia back from university with us, just for a short period of time, we hope, before she can go back to continue with her studies. But how wonderful to have her and Ruth beautifying our service this evening. Parashat Vayechi recounts the events leading up to the death of Jacob and gives us an insight into our patriarch's final hours. If you want to know some of the origins for our morning rituals, then you can find it there. Although I think perhaps the procession on the way to a funeral is more of a Christian thing, but perhaps they got it from this portion as well. Before Jacob blesses, quite bluntly, all his sons, Joseph brings his sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, before his father for a blessing. Much to Joseph's displeasure, Jacob blesses his youngest son Ephraim with his right hand, which is normally reserved for the older child. We are told that Jacob does this deliberately, perhaps, because Ephraim is going to be greater and will need more strength than his older brother. We also read about Joseph's brothers, who fear they will be punished for their treatment of Joseph when Jacob is no longer alive. However, Joseph comforts his brothers, and in spite of their cruelty, shows compassion towards them. The Torah reflects a reality in life that will be understood by most households. Sibling rivalry is inevitable, but not insurmountable, especially if one can love their sibling or siblings and appreciate their success or strength. This message is even more vital than when we think of it beyond the home. In the biblical context, hostile brothers become the fathers of hostile nations. But we are told in Psalm 133 that nothing pleases God more than peace among siblings. How good and pleasant it is for sisters and brothers to sit peacefully together. The custom to bless Jewish boys on a Friday night with the words, "May you be like Ephraim and Manasseh," in one reasoning, is because although these brothers were differentiated in terms of their greatness, they did not fight between them. In strained times, perhaps because all we see are the people in our household, it can be difficult to maintain shalom bayit, peace in the home at all times. May quiet moments such as these, when we ask God to bless us with Sabbath peace, be ones that strengthen our bonds and strengthen our resolve. As we come together in this congregation, may we feel close to other households, sharing our fears and joys as a blessing to us all. And at this time of change in our standing with our European siblings, may the good connections of households, the family and friendship and now congregation in this Ark Synagogue, and many others that know no borders, influence those in power. May it be your will, eternal God, that love and harmony, peace and friendship shall dwell among us. Help us to face this year with confidence and hope. Guide us in your world with good companions and good intentions, so that we can sing together how good and pleasant it is for sisters and brothers to sit peacefully together. Amen.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד.
Hine Matov, how good it is. Would you please now rise for Aleinu as we sing together. Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, אשר שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרמים. הוא אלוהינו וידעת היום, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים עמך, ועל הארץ, ועל הארץ, מתחתנו. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. And as we approach Kaddish, if those of you who are with us this evening would like to mention people who they are thinking of at this time, whose yahrzeit falls at this time of year, or know somebody who has died recently, please do feel free to share their name in the messaging. Creator of the universe, you give us life in which joys and sorrows are commingled in accordance with your wisdom, and you send death with its promise of eternal peace. Teach us to accept humbly and courageously whatever burden is laid upon us. On this Shabbat we recall the yahrzeits in our community of Bernard Alfred Blind, the brother of Renee Simmons, of Gladys Elizabeth Goldstein, the mother of Andrew and Bernard and David, of June Samuel, the mother of Anthony and Susan, of Leslie Freeman, the father of Cynthia Drapkin and Olivia Freeman, of Prue Conradi, the sister of Richard, and of Neville Cooper, the husband of Linda and father of Jonathan and Anthony. We're saddened by the deaths this week of Charles Adrian Tagg, the husband of Gabby Posner, father of Jeff and Richard, and grandfather of Florence and Daisy, of Clive Dresser, the friend of Stephen and Eugenie Weinrabe, and of Doreen Walport, the wife of Sam, the mother of Mark, of Jane Prentice, and of our member Susanna Rose. Eternal God, comfort those who mourn, and let the light of faith illumine the darkness of their sorrow with the hope of immortality. Strengthen us at all times with an unfailing trust in your providence, as together we recite Kaddish. Yitgadal, Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, V'alma divrach Yerutei V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon V'yomechon V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, V'agalav V'zman Kariv V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Maparach Leolam U'lalmei Amaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ah V'yitromam V'yitnaseh, V'tada V'talei V'talal Shemei D'Kudisha B'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush brachata v'nechemata, damiran balma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol b'nei Adam, v'imru, amen. May the Most High, source of perfect peace, grant peace to us, to all Israel, to all humanity, and to those who mourn. Let us say, Amen. Please be seated.
In a moment, we're going to conclude with Yom Zeh Yisrael, but just before we do, you should have all received a copy of the new issue of the VAR. If you're not yet a member and you would like to have a copy, of the Varden, just get in touch with us and we can share a copy with you. There's lots of wonderful content. Make sure not to miss all the beautiful poems that members of this community have written and submitted and shared. It's a beautiful article about biblical gardens for Tu B'Shvat. Lots of fantastic stuff about our new name and the new strategy. So do make sure to take a look. And take a look at what we've got to offer in terms of adult education as well. Our Hebrew courses are starting again this coming week. Lots of 5 different levels of Hebrew learning. So there should be a course for each one of you if you want to learn a little bit more Hebrew, either with Rabbi Aaron or myself. So make sure to check that out. And it would help us if you could pre-register, because it just allows us to plan a little bit better. And in addition, a new adult education series, Together and Apart, the future of Jewish peoplehood, together with the congregation in Cape Town. Again, it's promising to be a super interesting program using material from the Hartman Institute in Israel. And it's free of charge, but it would help us if you register, just so we know how many people to expect and can share some information as well. So I think anything else?
Yeah,
that we
finally,
need to share?
tomorrow morning, we're so delighted that Ross Bell will be having his bar mitzvah in the sanctuary. We were really on tenterhooks this week as to whether we'd be allowed to have this, and we're so delighted to be able to celebrate with the Bell and Plain household. So please do join us tomorrow morning to celebrate with Ross and with all of his family. Celebrate this day for Israel, which is for light and rejoicing.
Yom Zel Yisrael, Ora v'simcha, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zel Yisrael, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha, menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Tzivita pikutim b'ma'at Sinai, Shabbat u'moadim lishmo b'chol shanai, la'arok lefanai ma'aseh barucha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha, menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha, Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora v'simcha, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat menucha, Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha, menucha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Chemdat havavot le'uma shavura, limfashot nirchavot neshama yetera, minefesh metzera, yasir anucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha, menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha, Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora v'simcha, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat menucha, Yom Zeh Yisrael, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha, menucha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. קידשת ברכת אותו מכל ימים, בששת מילאת מלאכת עולמים, בו מצאו הגויים השקטו בתך, שבת, שבת מנוחה, שבת, שבת מנוחה, יום זה לישראל, אורה ושמחה, אורה ושמחה, שבת מנוחה, יום זה לישראל, אורה ושמחה, שבת, שבת מנוחה, מנוחה, שבת, שבת מנוחה.
Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. Eternal God, at the beginning of a new secular year, grant strength to your people. Adonai Yivarech et Amo v'shalom. Eternal God, bless your people with peace, with shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Dude, please join us at Kiddush.